Welcome back to 9thwunder Explained, where we unpack the mechanics of success, creator ecosystems, and the invisible systems powering independent culture. Most of the internet is engineered for public performance. We build digital spaces specifically to collect applause and avoid our own thoughts. But there is a platform taking a different approach. Instead of digital escapism, it requires a process it describes as brutal psychological warfare against your own delusions. Welcome to 9thwunder Explained, where we are diving into Crualitics, created by Sebastian Solo Jr. Many of us are managing heavy, silent burdens. A combat veteran navigating the transition to civilian life, and an entrepreneur managing immense daily stress might carry different types of weight, but both lack a dedicated digital space designed for uncomfortable, raw self-reflection. We usually seek out distraction when things get difficult. Real personal growth requires stepping into an isolated space and facing exactly what we are trying to avoid. The platform's intensity comes directly from its creator. Sebastian Solo Jr. is a combat veteran who spent a 13-year period navigating severe trauma, complete displacement, and homelessness. Standard therapeutic methods did not resolve his post-traumatic stress. To survive, he had to actively engineer his own personal management and accountability tactics to force himself toward stability. Grounded, serious tone, that survival journey produced an uncompromising core philosophy. He distilled it into a single phrase: cruelty is reality. He initially compiled these tactics into a clinical workbook. Later, he established Cruelty LLC to digitize those exact written methods into a rapid response application. Solo built this platform as a direct survival tool to maintain his own stability, focusing on raw self-management over the engagement metrics of a standard startup. Taking a look at the platform's infrastructure here, you can see it bypasses standard app stores entirely. It operates as a custom-built, AI-integrated progressive web application, accessible directly through a browser portal. Before using the platform, you hit the Emotional Selector dashboard, forcing users to categorize their mental state. You choose a primary emotional vector. Destructive, low-frequency inputs cover rage, anger, and guilt. Conversely, constructive, high-frequency inputs capture love, joy, and power. The system requires you to explicitly lock in one of these emotional vectors to initiate any type of correction exercise. By forcing this choice right at the door, the platform eliminates passive scrolling. You enter a state of immediate active accountability the exact second you log in. This grid of UI tiles represents the day-to-day tool belt. Features like emotional journaling and truth stacking are designed to help users separate their reactive, immediate feelings from objective reality. Looking at this quote card, we see the algorithmically generated daily heart truth. These daily notifications continually push the user back into a state of self-awareness. Down in this secure chat input field, users interact directly with the AI, documenting their mental patterns and behaviors over time in a highly protected digital environment. But checking the expanded profile menu reveals a vital boundary. The Need Help Now emergency link defines the platform's limits. Crualitics is an inner accountability tool and does not replace medical professionals, therapists, or actual human connection in a crisis. These tools generate a digital record of a user's emotional choices and reflections. Converting internal thoughts into real-time tracking loops, the interface makes it harder for users to ignore the persistent behavioral patterns they document each day. All of this day-to-day tracking eventually leads to the apex of the platform's architecture, a highly intense feature known as the King's Gauntlet. The screen itself warns users that they are entering a process of intentional cognitive warfare. The goal is to confront the internal narratives that drive self-sabotage. Users must endure 5 medically precise stages, starting with this opening tier built entirely around cognitive distortion dismantling. Lasting psychological breakthroughs rarely happen while we are comfortable. They require stepping into a gauntlet and actively dismantling our own false narratives. Whether you are a veteran transitioning back to civilian life or a business owner carrying the stress of leadership, every single person has internal delusions that eventually need to be addressed. We spend so much time using technology to escape. Crualitics demonstrates how standard software design can be repurposed for internal accountability, shifting the focus from external distraction back to the user's own reality. The hardest person to be honest with is always yourself. To check out Crualitics for yourself, go to www.crualitics.com.